Hello and welcome all. I am Tejas. A few days ago, I met with this client named Dhaval Patel. He's from Ahmedabad basically, and he works at Verizon, I guess. And he had this idea for a startup. He wanted to build a food blog which pulls over recipes from the Spooncular API. Also, he wanted the functionality to filter out the recipes based on the dish types, based on the meal types, and based on the diet and health, based on the cuisine, and so on. Uh, he also wanted the functionality to add his own blogs, to add his own articles to the website. It was a pretty nice experience building this product, except for some modules because this filter right here, this looks pretty simple, but it is very tough to build. It requires a lot of logic. So if I click on lunch, I would get all the lunch recipes. If I click on main course, I'd get on all the main course recipes. Well, it really looks simple, but it is very, you could say, it is very complicated to implement. Also, the search functionality, this also looks pretty simple as well, but it is really very complicated to implement. If I do a quick search for chicken recipes, let's say, and it shows me this chicken recipes. Now if I go to a particular recipe, it's a chicken mac, I want to check. It goes on the recipe page. It shows you the description, it shows you the calories, yields, cooking time, shows you the author, ingredients, steps, and then it recommends you these videos from YouTube. Also, it shows you the similar recipes that you might like. Now, for the search functionality, initially when I implemented it, it was directly giving calls to the API and then rendering out the recipes. But this process took a lot of time, and it took around, I guess, around 6 to 7 seconds to render the recipes from the API. Well, I had to speed this up because then it would not be SEO optimized if it took so long to search. So what I did was, whenever the recipe is searched for the first time, whenever any keyword is searched for the first time, it requests the API for all those recipes related to that keyword. It comes to my database and it caches them in my database. So it stores all those recipes in my database. And the second time when I search it again, it says samosa. The 6 seconds searching time comes down to a single second. Now if I do, let's say, biryani, you could see it loads up in a second. So this is how I managed to reduce the search speed, the time it was taking to search. Also, now if I go to a particular recipe, I have the option, these functionalities of shopping, save recipe, and shopping list, also the user sign up, will be implemented in the next development. If I do a quick print recipe, I'll get out a PDF of this recipe, or PDF handout of this recipe, which has the steps and the ingredients required. Now moving on to the blog section, so it will feature all the articles that the owner, the admin, has written. Now currently we haven't developed the user model for this, so wherein people could write the blogs, but we'll do that in the future developments. Let's check the admin panel now. I have not overridden the default Django admin panel. I'm using a custom URL map for my admin dashboard. If I go here, so it has a lot of stats. Now any of this functionality currently is not implemented, so this is just static content that you're seeing, but in the further days to come this would be made active with everything, the server power, the charts, the orders and everything. So currently this dashboard only has this blog section which is active. If I go to posts, uh, currently I haven't written any post as the admin. As an admin I haven't written any post, but I could just go to create a new post. And let's say I want the post to be let's say how to make fried rice. Alright. Also at the end I'll show you what SEO optimization I have implemented in this. Let's do a quick Google search for fried rice images. Fried rice image B. And let's say I want to embed a video as well. Let's go to YouTube. Let's type fried rice over here. Let's do a quick fried rice. Let's suppose I'll take this video. I'll just lower the volume. I'll go to the embed panel. Now I've copied the URL. Let's say I want the body to be let's say I'll just add this blog is about this blog is about how to make fried rice, and I'll just format it to bold, and I'll just increase the font size to say 24 pixels, and I will just add a video in here. So insert media, and I'll hit the Control V button. I guess it copied some extra, so I copied this link from the YouTube embed feature, and I'll just do a quick save. So it adds this video to my blog, and I can write more content as well, but I'm just testing this. Let's say author is me. I want the recipe. I want a recipe of fried rice to be added to my blog if that is present in my database. If not, it will add any random recipe from the database. The cached database would be an appropriate word. So let's say categories is how to, and the tags would be lunch, main course and main dish. So I also have an option to just save a draft of this blog and not to publish it on the main website. So right now I want to publish it, so I just tick the publish checkbox. I can preview it just to take a look. Another image of fried rice. If I go to images and let's choose something else. So this image, I guess this should work fine. Just copy image link and I just paste it in. And now if I just preview my blog, I guess it should work. Yeah, so the feature image appears, the author name, the date it was written, it has the video that we embedded in, and this is just the preview of the blog, so it is not rendering any of these content right now. Okay, so I'll just post the blog now. Let's post it, and it is being posted. You can see the option to delete the blog post. I can see all the blog posts here. I can just search the blog post. Well, this search functionality also took a lot of time to be implemented because I had to write the logic for it. Let's say if some XYZ, so no matching records found. This is happening by Ajax. Okay, and I can just edit the blog again. Yeah. So let's go to the main website again now. Now if I go to the main website, I can see I have an article over here which says how to make fried rice. Now initially I planned to keep only 2 articles over here so that this image would not be torn as it is in this form, but the client suggested not to do it, so I had to keep it this way. So if I go and click on this post, I'll get this post on the website so users can see it. Now we had typed the fried rice recipe, so it is rendering the fried rice recipe over here. This is the blog that we wrote, and other recipes, other posts you may like, so this will feature other blog posts. Now currently there is only one, so it is only showing this, the author name, and then the map as well. So yeah, and coming back to the SEO thing. Okay, and before that, it has a contact form as well, wherein you can type your name, email, and message, and send the message, and this will send an email to the admin of this website, whosoever is using it. I won't show it to you right now because it's very common. So yeah. And the SEO optimization, coming back to the SEO optimization, let's say I want to check this recipe out, spinach samosas with Indian salad. If I go to this website, if I go to this recipe, and if I do a quick inspect, so it has all these custom meta tags, meta name, title, and description, all the keywords, and all the Twitter meta tags, all the Pinterest meta tags. Then it has this structure data. You can see it. This would be different for all the recipes. It is rendering it dynamically. So whenever Google crawlers crawl the website, this would be considered to be a rich page, and it would be ranked on the top list. The same thing happens for the blogs as well. So whichever blog it is, and if I do a quick shift I, and if I go to the head section, you can see the custom meta tags that are added here. It has all the custom meta tags. If I go back, so this was a phase 1. Phase 2 will be rolling out soon, wherein we would add the user login sign up functionality. Users can get emails, users can get subscriptions, users can shop for ingredients on this website, and much more. And last but not the least, for the part of the SEO, the search engine optimization, this website, it has a sitemap updater function that I've written from scratch, that I've implemented a lot of logic to write. Well, Django, I guess, does the sitemap thing for you, but we even wanted to implement the API function into the sitemap updater. So what exactly happens is, whenever for the first time the product is deployed on the server, and whenever the first user visits the website, this sitemap function will get triggered, and it will run on a separate core. It will run on a separate thread of the CPU, so it will run concurrently with the entire website. And what it does is, after each day, so this API that the API plan that the client had provided me was 150 APIs per day, 150 API calls. So at the end of each day, the number of remaining API calls are used by this sitemap updater. So it makes calls to the API, and the number of remaining posts are fetched from the API and stored into the database locally. So this happens automatically, everything is automatic. So my database gets updated every day. So it fetches new recipes every night at the every end of the day, and it stores the URLs into the sitemap.xml, into the sitemap.txt, and sidebar urls.txt. So these files can be submitted to Google, and Google crawlers then they just crawl your website, and it helps in ranking your website at the top. Yeah, so